Hi everyone, please take note of the following disclaimer. Please note that this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing where we don't ignore total returns. Time to take a look at the covered call ETF or high yield ETF landscape on the US stock market. We're going to look at what I consider some of the best US listed covered call ETFs for you, my American friends, and for my Canadian friends as well. Obviously, you should put these in the RSP account for obvious reasons. So let's take a look at what the market has done in the last month. As usual, guys, really quickly here, I'm filming this for the record on the 16th of March, which is a pretty positive, good day today. But if we look at the S&P 500 in the last month, we're still down 2% in the last month, which is, I would say, a pretty down month. You know, there's still the uncertainty about the Iran thing. Software stocks, tech stocks are still a little bit down or flat because those are considered more the risky stuff. I was surprised to see the NASDAQ 100 is pretty much flat, doing a little bit better in the last month than the S&P 500. Gold in the last month still up overall 2%. Bitcoin is a little bit better now. Today's a really good day for Bitcoin, almost at 74,000. So let's get into what I feel are the top covered call ETFs on the US stock market. Of course, you guys know that I feel like the best ones, the best core positions, foundational positions to have are always an S&P NASDAQ 100 index based ones, because there's so many great ones on the US stock market, and I feel like these are just the two best stock market indexes of all time where you can never go wrong with long term. Of course, that's my opinion. Now let's do some total return comparisons. Like I said at the beginning, number one source for income oriented investing with a focus on covered call ETFs without ignoring total returns. So we're going to use the Vanguard. What am I talking about? I'm at the beach house, guys, so I'm always a bit messed up, I guess, because it's hotter and the sun fries my brain a little bit. But we're going to use the Vanguard ETF comparison tool where we can compare up to 5 ETFs. So because there's so many S&P 500 covered call ETFs, NASDAQ 100 covered call ETFs, instead of just going through all of them like I used to, I'm really going to focus on what I feel. Not really what I feel. My opinion is in here too, but really the top 5 performing total return ones, because a lot of these have been out for over a year, and every month that goes by we have more and more better data, right? Because we have more of a trend of how they perform. Remember, they're all based on the S&P 500. So first we have GPIX, which is the Goldman Sachs one, which is I kind of consider my baseline, kind of like the benchmark where it's a very simple, trustworthy, because it's Goldman Sachs, low fee strategy, classic cover call strategy, not a zero DTE. You're always going to get about 8% yield with this one. You have SPY from NEOS, which is also does classic covered calls, which is always very consistent, approximately always 12% yield. T-SPY, which we talked about, which uses a zero DTE strategy, which is always about 14% yield. Then you have the Roundhill one, which is a weekly distribution, fluctuates a little bit, typically about 20% yield or a bit less sometimes. And then you have iSpy from ProShares, which is also a zero DTE strategy. So if we do a total return comparison here, and it looks like the Vanguard updated their website, so the total return, we could see it in a graph form, which is really nice. And of course, the benchmark for these is going to be the S&P 500, obviously. So let me just scroll up a bit so my face doesn't block anything. So you see that the winner right now, based on it's very close, but GPIX has a little bit of an edge. But you see that T-SPY and SPY are really there. They're pretty much there as well. So neck and neck actually. So of course this is going back, you always have to use the same start date, but this is going back from August. Is it August the 8th? Yeah, the end of August 2024. So we have quite a bit of data, over a year of data, but not that much. So you see that they're pretty close, but you do see that GPIX, SPY, and T-SPY in terms of total returns are really the ones standing out that are really close to the S&P 500 here. In terms of the NASDAQ 100 ones, still going to have the Goldman Sachs one, which is GPIX, QQQI, which is the NEOS one, right? TDAC for the Tap Alpha one. And I chose QDVO, which has done pretty well lately. QDVO is from Amplify ETFs. It's not exactly, just caveat here, it's not exactly the NASDAQ 100 index, but it's fairly close. It's kind of like there's 50 stocks, so it's kind of like concentrated NASDAQ, if you will, but there's even some S&P 500 stocks in there, but mostly NASDAQ growth ones. It's kind of like Devo. They have Devo, but Devo focuses more on the blue chip dividend stocks, where QDVO focuses more on like the NASDAQ growth stocks. And then you have QDTE from Roundhill. These are, in my opinion, right now in the American stock market, some of the top ones. By the way, I'm not including the leveraged NEOS. I'm going to talk about them in a second. But what's very exciting is that Tap Alpha and NEOS, who I consider two of the top providers, do have leveraged versions. We already touched upon TSY X for the S&P and TDAX for the NASDAQ. Well, NEOS has XSPI for the leveraged S&P 500, XQQI for the leveraged NASDAQ 100, XSPI for the S&P 500. The reason why they're not here is because they're very, very, very new. It's not even a year they're out yet. So I'm going to wait till they're out at least a year before adding them in here. No, I'm on the wrong one here. So let's scroll down. Let's look at the performance here. And of course, the NASDAQ has been under pressure. This is since March of, is it March? Yeah, March of early 2025. So a bit less data, but you could see that in terms of the total return, everything is fairly close, but it looks like QDTE is slightly ahead, with TDAC in second place and GPIX doing well also, QQQI a little bit behind. But keep in mind, this is based on a certain date. So just before we go more into details, maybe if we look at the other funds, which I consider are not exactly index based, Bali, FYEE, here we go. So you have Bali, FYEE, the Fidelity one, State Street, which is SPIN. SPIN is just the collection of all the State Street sector specific cover call ETFs that State Street has. JEPQ and JEPI, I put these in here as well. So these are what I consider some of the more popular, JEPI, I don't really like that much. JEPQ is a bit better, but they're not exactly S&P 500 or NASDAQ 100, but it's like still diversified big cap US. So I want to do a comparison with these ones as well. And if we look at these ones in terms of the total returns here, you see that they're relatively close. JEPI, of course, I expect to be really, really behind, which it is. But JEPQ is the highest one out of all of them because it focuses more on the NASDAQ. So JEPQ is doing pretty good, but still not as good as TDAC and QQQI for the pure NASDAQ 100. But you see that FYEE and Bali is doing pretty good. So I just wanted to show you this. Personally, I like the index-based ones, especially the NASDAQ more. So, so the top ones, in my opinion, is really for the S&P 500. If we do SPY-I versus T-SPY, and this is going to be only comparing these two. So if you look at the total return, it's very, very close, but you see that T-SPY has a small edge here versus SPY-I. And I'm not going to do the leveraged ones because the leveraged ones, it's just too early. Haven't even been out for 6 months yet. So in my opinion, there's no point. But if we do SPY-I versus GPIX, for example, you see that GPIX is really number one in terms of total return. Unfortunately, it has a very, very small yield. So you see that sometimes just the simplest low fee ETF does better, but still very, very competitive. T-SPY and SPY-I, which have a lot more yield than GPIX, very, very, very competitive. If we do TDAC, let's move on to the NASDAQ versus QQQI from NEOS, the 0DT versus the classic. You see that TDAC is winning this battle here. But again, this is since late 2025. So of course, every month that goes by, we'll have more and more data. But these are some of the top ones here, and you could see that if you, I know people really like JEPQ, but the JEPQ tends to be JEPQ is doing good actually versus TDAC here. And but yeah, it's it's a lot lower yield than TDAC, so I'm actually very surprised to see this kind of performance. But hey, I got to give it to JEPQ. It was behind. When the market goes up, it's behind, but when the market has volatility, because JEPQ is more defensive, it does better. But remember, this is a small time frame, so over time, I do expect JEPQ to underperform, but during the bad times to outperform. If we do versus QQQI, you see that it is underperforming because we have more data, we have more of a time frame. QQQI has been out for a lot longer than TDAC. Right, so this is the trend. So JEPQ fairly competitive in terms of the NASDAQ one, a little bit more defensive. So definitely not ones to ignore. And yeah, so I already covered the TDAC leverage ones, which I feel are really good. Then you have the NEOS leverage ones, which are also really good. Just wanted to show you that if you like SPY-I and QQQI, you could consider the leverage ones because they're going to have higher yields. And they actually set an annualized distribution target. So you know what kind of yield you're going to get with the leverage SPY-I one, which is 15 to 18, and the leverage QQQI one, which is 19 to 23. Obviously, it's the NASDAQ. There's more volatility, so there's going to be higher yield. So there you go, everyone. In terms of, that's for the S&P, the NASDAQ, that's what I focus on mostly because I think it's the best indexes in the US of all time. There's some Russell 2000 ones, but I'm not going to do that. If we move on to Bitcoin now real quick, the top Bitcoin ones is BTCI from NEOS, YBTC from Roundhill, BCCC from Global X US, and then you have Biddy from Amplify, and we're going to do a comparison versus IBIT, obviously. And you see that, well, Bitcoin obviously has been lagging lately, but you see that BCCC, the Global X one, is actually doing the best one out of all of them. So if you want a top, in terms of total returns, Bitcoin covered call ETF, Global X is winning the race, but BTCI is up there as well, doing pretty good. And don't forget that NEOS has the leveraged one now also, which is XBCI, which is a leveraged version of BTCI. And they have Ethereum and they have a bunch of other stuff as well. So that's it. In terms of other covered call ETFs, I can't go through all of them because the video would be an hour. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin a comment, the first comment, and I'm going to put a list of all the top or all the covered call ETF providers. So you could go on their websites and see if you like any of their covered call ETFs. So I'll pin that comment below. But don't forget, guys, that I have the ultimate covered call ETF guide, which is on version 2 right here. If you want a list, all in one Excel sheet of all the covered call ETFs listed in Canada or in the US, they've got 2 separate tabs. And you could sort through them in terms of strategy, in terms of sector, in terms of provider. Check out the ultimate covered call ETF guide on my website. You could purchase it. You only have to purchase it once. It comes with lifetime updates. Go to passiveincomeinvesting.ca. Click on digital products. I actually have 2 digital products. If you just want the list of funds, you would get this one at $89 Canadian. Again, lifetime updates. You only have to buy it once. But if you want the full package, the whole thing with sample portfolios and a bunch of other stuff, there's also the ultimate DIY investing package, which includes the ultimate covered call guide. So if you want to know more before you buy anything, just click on any one of these products, guys. And there's going to be the YouTube video where I do an in-depth analysis of the 2 products. Watch the video so you know exactly what you're buying if you're interested. But again, I can't go through all the covered call ETFs on the US market or the Canadian market for that matter, because I would be here all day and I would lose my breath. But a couple of noticeable, maybe interesting covered or unique covered call ETFs on the US market that maybe you could take a look at. Blocks, if you want a crypto all-in-one solution, so mostly Bitcoin companies, This is the one I believe that's winning the war right now in terms of the overall crypto market one. And by the way, X Funds also just launched a gold and silver, and they're also launching a nuclear and a defense. I believe they're income oriented. You could check those out. So blocks is very interesting to me as a, as if I was an American, besides the S&P and NASDAQ, which I would make the biggest portion by far of the portfolio. Blocks could be interesting if you want some crypto exposure. Also, Rex Shares has what I feel is my favorite cover call strategy. No cover calls on more than 50% of the portfolio and a little bit of leverage. So Rex Shares came up with that strategy. They have a bunch of single tickers, including MSII, right? Strategy, but they have Coinbase, Nvidia, Tesla, Palantir. They even have Walmart, Lilly, and guess what? They just came out with an all-in-one called GIF, GIF. This is going to combine all of these. So this is like the HHIS of the US. Very, very interesting. So if I was American, I would definitely be interested in something like GIF and GIF. There's also Quantify funds that have interesting ETFs where it's like half Bitcoin, half gold, or half Bitcoin, half US stocks with leverage income. So those could be interesting as well. But there's so many guys. There's hundreds of them. Again, make sure to check out the Ultimate Covered Call ETF guide here. And if you want the whole thing, you could get the Ultimate DIY Investing Package. So thanks again for watching, guys. Drop me a comment on what your favorite S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 cover call ETFs are. Is it Tap Alpha? Is it the NEOS ones? Are you thinking about the leverage ones? Do you do half-half? I really like the leverage ones the best. So obviously I would, if I was American, I would really like either the T-SPY Lift ETF, the TDAC Lift ETF, plus they pay weekly, very high distribution rates, zero DT strategy. Let me know what you guys are your favorite foundational positions. Drop me a comment, would really appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 250,000 subscribers. It's getting really slow now to get there. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Really helps the channel. And take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay passive, stay honorable. See you next time.